Gotta have this one made up.
ATL with another.
It's hitting different all the way, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah! I don't care what you thought, I don't care what you say. It hit different when you know you say. I don't care what you thought, I don't care what you say. It hit different when you know you say. It hit different, it hit different, it hit different, different, it hit different, it hit different, it hit different, it hit a little bit different, especially when you say but you got killer instinct. With a little bit of Mike Tyson and a little bit of Incredible Hulk, that's 6'6". Or like when Super Dick walk in the room and you're like, oh God, wanna hit. Or like when you get busted in the head by big breakers, you ain't paying attention.
Hey, yo, Sway, you destined for greatness, bro.
Thank you for tuning into another episode of Breaking the Silence with Arthur, Nikki, Nicole, where you can unleash your inner voice. Today's guest is Minister T Breeze. He is a Christian hip hop artist originally from Atlanta, Georgia, but now residing in Gastonia, North Carolina. He has released several mixtapes such as Awakening, The Struggle is Real, 10 Toes Down, Say Less, and 40-year-old rapper. He is a two-time Queen City Awards winner for Best Male Gospel Artist of the Year. He is the host of gospel video show Guerrilla Faith TV. He is also the host of Band Conversation podcast. So everyone, please welcome to the stage, Minister T Breeze. Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being a guest. So tell me, where or how did you get the inspiration to merge gospel and hip hop?
Oh, well, man, it was kind of easy for me. You know, the Lord didn't bless me with a singing voice. And so, you know, I couldn't hold a note like that. So I've been a hip hop artist for many years. And for me, it was just an easy transition because when I really got serious with my walk with Christ, you know, one of the things we say in hip hop, you know, we always say we got to keep it real, keep it 100, keep it, you know, 1,000, how we say it. But, you know, it was, you know, contradiction to me to be changing my life, living one way, and to be rapping or talking about something else. And so it was a transition for me to just make sure that my music matched what I was living.
Right. So when did you start making music? How did that start at a young age as a child, or is this something that you started doing in your adulthood?
Oh wow, I started making music as early as about 14 years old, seeking to be a professional with it. So I grew up in the city of Atlanta, where there's music artists everywhere, and so I've always had a love for music. Always been involved in music. Started out as a young kid playing different instruments, and then eventually moved into the production side of it. So as young as 14, years old, while still in school, was still pursuing a professional career in music.
Wow. So what type of instruments do you play?
I could pretty much do any percussion. So I started out with bass drum and snare drum, eventually going into playing a set. And so I'm pretty skilled with any percussion, but I got a nice little niche that I can kind of do things by ear. So if I hear it, a couple of times, I can pretty much pick it up.
Wow, wow. So do you get any criticism being a hip hop Christian artist?
Not to my face, but I get a lot of people that they say one thing but they do another. I think Christian hip hop is still kind of being accepted in a lot of places. A lot of people are really trying to grasp what Christian hip hop is all about, because I think for many years it's been criticized, but people have been saying, well, this sounds too much like the secular stuff, or it sounds too much like what everybody else is doing. So how do we separate the two? But what I always tell people is that a lot of times it doesn't need to be separated. People need to hear it in its raw form. People need to hear it just as it is. So we don't want to put too many restraints on it to where it's not reaching the people. So I think it's still being accepted in that raw form. And I think that's where a lot of misunderstanding about Christian hip hop comes into play.
Right. But see, the thing about it in this time, you have the young people that are coming up and they relate to that type of music that way versus the traditional way. So it's good that you have that type of music so they can relate to it. But I feel like the incident that happened in Atlanta, where the pastor had hip hop playing in the church with the club scene. How do you
Right.
feel about that?
I would have been all in. I would have been right down the front row. I would have been showing out. They would have had me on all the cameras. They would have been talking about me. They would have called me. I've been right there with Pastor. We've been having a good time. But I think that's just one of those things, man. People are really kind of uptight about. Like, people for so long have felt like you just can't have fun. Like, you just can't, do normal things. And so I really get it. I really get the spiritual side of it. I really get how people want to make sure that we don't get too far left. I got you on that. I understand that. But you got to understand that, you're dealing with, in this case, when we talk about the pastor in Atlanta, you're dealing with adults, So I think there's a time for teaching. I think there's a time for understanding. And I tell everybody, ever since I saw that particular clip, we only got about 30 seconds of what happened. We didn't get the whole sermon. We don't know what kind of teaching went on. We don't know what kind of preparation went on. All we know is they played a song, people started dancing, and it went left, on social media. But we don't have any idea what the sermon topic was about or how he related that to those particular songs. And so people for years, man, have just been kind of uptight about that. Like, man, we can still have fun. You can be saved and still have fun.
I agree completely, but you know how people are still stuck in the traditional way. So, that's probably where the criticism came from. So what were your experiences like winning gospel, gospel, what was the best male artist for the year?
Yes.
How was your experience like with that?
It was actually a surprise. So I really was not expecting to win anything. And, to God be the glory. I really wasn't looking for any acknowledgement. I learned a long time ago, man, that in this walk, there's going to be a lot of times where people just not going to pat you on the back. A lot of people are not going to say, I see you doing good things. And that's fine, because that's not my goal. That's not what I'm after. I'm not after popularity. The message is what I really want to make sure I get across. And so I went to be in attendance to this particular event, the Queen City Awards. I just wanted the experience and hang out with my people and have a good time. So I was really surprised that I actually had the opportunity to win. And like I told people, I said, man, I really have not taken the traditional route in music. At that time when I won, I didn't have the social media presence. I did not have all my ducks in a row concerning music. I was just really out in the community, performing these songs, bringing the message. And a lot of times, there was no money involved. I wasn't getting paid for it, but the people really liked what they were hearing. They understood it. And so, when it came time for them to vote, they voted for me. And I was very appreciative, but very humbled by it. And so that just kind of led me to really, get my business together so, I can get this message across to as many people as possible.
Wow, that's awesome. But sometimes, people don't think that when you're giving away things or you're doing something for free, you're still gonna be rewarded in some type of way.
Absolutely.
That's just like when I came out with my first book. That first year, I gave out so many books. But the reason why I gave out so many books is so I could bring awareness to my book. Eventually, it started selling because I gave away so many books. So, and you might not get paid at first, but eventually, it's going to come to that point, but people don't look at it that way.
Absolutely.
So what is the purpose of your podcast that you're hosting? What is the message behind your podcast?
Okay, so the podcast is Band Conversation, and it's really based on just topics of discussion that people really don't want to talk about. So I bring it from a Christian perspective, but at the same time, we deal with real life situations. As a person, no matter what your faith is, no matter what you believe, we all deal with some of the exact same issues. We all have the exact same questions. We all walk and deal with life as if we all got bills, we got kids, we got jobs, we got people we want to cuss out. Now, whether you go as far as to actually do the cussing, that's up to you, between you and your God. But I'm just saying, we all deal with a little bit of everything. So, a lot of times, especially from the Christian, the church's perspective, a lot of things are hush hush. Like, we can't say that, because people are gonna think we ain't saved. We can't do this. People gonna think we ain't really. No, listen, we deal with stuff like everybody else, and there's always a way to do everything. It's a way to let people in and let them know that, hey, listen, I'm a saved man. However, if you push the wrong button, just depending on what day it is, you might get something different. But I still love God. I just, sometimes I just gotta show y'all the old me for about 2-3 seconds, and then I come right back.
I know that's right. I get that. So where can we find your podcast? When do you add episodes?
So we are currently on iHeartRadio. I'm usually on the 4th Sunday of the month at 9 p.m. But you can definitely go back and catch some old episodes on YouTube, Spotify, and I believe tune in app, the TuneIn app, where you can find all the previous episodes. And so we already geared up for the 2024. So we got some stuff coming at you real quick. So y'all be on the lookout every 4th Sunday, 9 p.m. on iHeartRadio, and definitely on YouTube and Spotify.
Okay. So in what ways will you give back to the community, or have you given back to the community since you've been in your role?
Oh, I love community. So I love people in general. So, any type of event that I can take part in, 9 times out of 10, if you just let me know, I'll be there. So I've definitely come and performed. I've come and I've DJ'd for several events. I'm serving food. Yeah, I'm playing with the kids. I'm in the bouncy houses. I'm setting stuff up, taking stuff down. I just love people in general. So anytime somebody wants to do something that's for the community, I don't care what type of day it is, what season it is. If I can be a part, I'll be a part. And if I can't physically be there, like I tell people all the time, it don't cost you nothing to share stuff on your social media. It don't cost you nothing to spread the word. It don't cost you nothing to share the information, because you never know who needs these things. And so I may know people that have never said that they need anything, but by me posting your flyer or your event that's going on, this helps them get what they need, because some people just never will say anything. You'll never know the place that people are in. And some people are either too proud, maybe they're embarrassed, maybe they just don't want people to know. But if they have the information, they can definitely get what they need.
Absolutely. And that's the purpose of Breaking the Silence, is to bring awareness to everyone. I share a lot of posts daily. I just saw a post that you shared about what are they voting on now for you?
So I've been nominated again for Artist of the Year, and this is for the Denomis Awards. This will be in Gastonia, North Carolina, on April the 13th. And so the Denomis Award is headed up by a great friend, brother of mine, Pierre McElhaney. And basically, it's all the churches in the Gastonia and surrounding areas, no matter the denomination, no matter, we ain't counting all that other stuff. We just want people who love God. And so I have been nominated as Artist of the Year at the Denomis Award. So I'm very, very humbled and blessed by that. So if you can, please, ma'am, please, sir, y'all go vote as well. It's absolutely free. You can vote as many times as you like. And that will be on April the 13th.
Okay. I'm definitely gonna cast my vote. I said I did a quick look at it. I was like, no, I gotta get prepared for him to come on. So I'll look at it later, but I was like, I asked him about it. So I'm definitely gonna put my vote in. So what advice would you give others about life and just accomplishing goals in general?
Oh man, I've been on the it's never too late wave or boat, or however you say it right now. I'm on that. It's never too late to do anything, man. I just, God has blessed me tremendously. And I tell people all the time, there were so many times where I thought I had missed my opportunity. I thought, maybe it's too late to get started, but I'm telling you now, it's never too late. I mean, you're talking to entrepreneur, you're talking to a man who's I'm literally living the dream. I said many years ago that, I wanted to be an artist and I wanted to be, in the community doing things, and literally I have not had an opportunity to slow down, man, because every time, God opens a door, I've been able to walk through, and his favor has just covered me in everything that I've done. So my advice to anyone, I don't care what the obstacles are. If it's something that's on your heart to do, please go ahead and do it. Please step out on faith. Please just take that first step. I'm telling you, once you get out there and you live in your passion, you live in your dream, man, you're gonna look back and you're gonna say, man, I almost didn't do it. I almost got scared. I almost backed out. But I'm telling you, it's so fulfilling and satisfying to just be doing what God has called you to do.
Awesome. There goes that word faith. There goes that word favored again. I had a guest that I said, describe your journey with one word, and her word was favored. You just used that word again. That word, I mean, I think favorite comes from those prayers from your grandma, those prayers from your mama, and ongoing, people continually praying for you. So, hey, I agree completely with that word favorite. So my final question, as we wrap up our question, the most important question: where can people find your music?
You can find me on any streaming platform. So all you gotta do, I don't care whether it's Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube, Spotify, wherever they got music at. All you gotta do is search MTB Minister T Breeze, man. All streaming platforms have a video out right now. It's doing really, really big from the song Different. You guys heard earlier that video is out. We got some new music coming to your way really, really soon. We got some upcoming dates. So please follow me on social media at MTB Minister T Breeze. On Instagram, it'll be Minister_T_Breeze. Also, I'm on TikTok. I think I still got a Twitter account. I ain't really sure. I ain't been on Twitter in a long time, but I think I still got a Twitter account. So I'm out there. Just make sure you search MTB Minister T Breeze, and it should pop right on up.
Awesome. Everyone, you got to make sure that you go out and support. Support is the key. All it's gonna work. We have to be together so we can win together. So I would like to thank everyone, and thank you for being a guest on Breaking the Silence, and thank everyone for tuning in to yet another episode of Breaking the Silence. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the Breaking the Silence podcast YouTube channel for updates, snippets, and more. Tune in every Saturday for open mic nights at 8 p.m., Sundays for intense debates at 7 p.m., and make sure you visit my website, www.nickynicole.store, and grab you one of my books. Remember, all dreams can come true, but you have to have the courage to pursue them. So tune in next time to break the silence together.